Hey guys, I'm Rebecca. You have a chance to win this DJI FPV drone, the case, and 2 batteries. We're gonna choose one of the next 100,000 subscribers to be our lucky winner. So please subscribe, good luck, and happy FPV.
Today's video is brought to you by our channel mascot, Happy Doggy. There she is, living her best life in the backyard. Full sunshine today. Let's go ahead and get started with today's review. What do you think, Happy? Should we fly a toy drone? You gonna have some grass salad? All right. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're gonna do a review of the new LYRC S135 smart drone with GPS on board. It is GLONASS GPS. It has a Wi-Fi app, it's 5G enabled, and it also has brushless motors on here. And my favorite of all, it has a 3-axis gimbal. And aside from a 3-axis gimbal, it also has brushless motors, LEDs, and it has a downward facing camera. So it actually does have 2 cameras on board. You can also get this drone with the module on top for obstacle avoidance or without obstacle avoidance. And for around $130, you get a 2S 2800 battery in the box, and you get a second one as well, which is kind of nice. So this drone will get you around a 30-minute flight time, and these batteries charge in about 2 hours time by USB cable. And if you want the real-time view on this drone, it also has the RX Drone app, which hooks up to 5G Wi-Fi on your phone. You have to have a smartphone to be able to see the real-time FPV view. But once you do, you can start, stop, record videos, and select functions inside the app. And the app comes with a variety of functions like waypoints, follow me, orbit mode, and others. Now, I have to say, as far as the transmitter is concerned, I like this style transmitter. I've seen this same transmitter with a few other models recently. And this one's nice mainly because it has an internal 1S battery chargeable by USB port on the very bottom. These 2 doors open up right here. You can put your smartphone on the bottom, and you don't have to have a cable to hook up to your phone. So it does it autonomously through 5G Wi-Fi, and you're good to go. And you don't have to use a password to get onto the real-time view, but you will need a smartphone to be able to see the real-time view. Now, it also has a power button on the top left. It has orbit mode right on the transmitter right here, and it has headless mode over there and a low voltage return to home, but it also has a return to home button right here. So if you get scared with your drone, you're going to hit a tree, hit this really quick, hold, press down, and it'll start beeping, and it'll beep when the drone is coming back to the home point. It also has a video start and stop button on the top and a camera button, and as well as an up-down gimbal wheel, which is also kind of cool. Throttle's on the left, and yaw and pitch are on the right. So it's set up in mode 2, but you can also get mode 1 on this transmitter. Pretty sweet. So we'll go ahead and get started flying. Let's go ahead and get the S135 up in the air. Such a cool looking little quad, especially when it's folded up. Here we go, guys. Let's do some flying. Okay, here we are at the church, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take off. This is a nice little hill to test on right here. We have a lot of grass and open space, no trees around. So if you're first kind of playing around with a toy drone with GPS on board, it's kind of important to find yourself a big open space. But I think the S135, it doesn't have the best reviews in the world so far. People are having a little bit of issues with it and the obstacle avoidance. So we're gonna show you a crash in this video as well. In the backyard, I'm also testing it in a tighter space so that we can truly see how this obstacle avoidance works. I mean, what do you expect a $5 obstacle avoidance module to work like, right? So we're gonna show you that in this video, but I took it off in this video, and I wanted to fly it with it off, and I just wanted to show you as well that it performs much better with it off than the obstacle avoidance on it. So I would avoid the obstacle avoidance, and I'm going to show you why coming up here soon. But most of these toy GPS drones are a lot of fun to fly because they're not a $1,000 drone. They are smooth with brushless motors, and they're fun to train with. And you can slap on something like an Insta360 Go camera like this one and actually get some decent footage. Now, the camera on board is a $200 camera. It's actually worth more than the drone itself. But I'm quite happy with the footage that I got with this drone. You can push the camera a little further forward if you don't want to see like the props in view, or you can stick it up a little higher by disconnecting the cables on the obstacle avoidance module. Use a little bit of 3M VHB, and you can put your camera on top of pretty much any drone if you have something like an Insta360 Go 2. And I think the footage is pretty cool. All right, guys, thanks for watching that Insta360 Go 2 footage. Now we're just going to show you a backyard flight test and a little bit of onboard footage too. Down low to the ground, it looks like it had a little bit of shake, and right now it's kind of holding a pretty good position. We have the obstacle avoidance on the top of the drone as well. Let's just fly it closer to me and see if that little guy worked. Yeah, it does work, actually. Pretty cool. It sees me over here. It's pointing straight at me. It's weird because that little obstacle avoidance module moves, and right now it's pointing the other direction, but let's see if the drone moves back when I turn it toward me. Now it sees us, it's tilting back, and it's actually moving back, hands off. Isn't that cool? That's pretty good for a toy drone. I like the blue LEDs in the front. Let's try to fly it toward us again. You guys can see full stick right here. It's not coming any closer. Okay, now it kind of took off there. And I don't trust this thing at all, so right now I'm pushing full stick forward here, and it does see me at this point, but I wouldn't really trust it because you are looking at like a $5 module there. So but we do have a 3-axis camera on board. It is a toy drone, so you know, don't expect like the best video in the world, but what I suggest is putting something little, like maybe something like a 30-gram action camera on there, getting 1080p. Right now it's kind of moving around a little bit, but let's go up a little higher and see how it does. It's performing pretty well. The brushless motors sound nice. Let's just go up a little higher. Very nice. And this is, you know, these little toy drones, they're mostly for line of sight flying because the Wi-Fi does go out quite a bit. And I lost Wi-Fi, and I'm not even 100 feet away. So this is definitely like a, you know, a backyard flyer. It's something you can fly in a baseball field. And there's not a lot of room back here in this backyard, but that hummingbird does not like that drone. We just got buzzed by a hummingbird. Did you see that? He came by pretty quick. But it looks really cool, and you know, it is holding a pretty good position. Let's just put my hand up in front of that module, and it seems like the module like works like on and off. So I wouldn't say that like the DJI Mavic 3 you can fly this through trees and avoid branches and things. If I flew next to this tree over here, the pear tree, we would definitely crash. But it is doing pretty well, and I would say the controls are a little bit robotic on this drone. It's not like that Seafly drone that I flew last week on the channel. If you guys want a really nice one, the Seafly Faith 2S is really, really nice, but that one's also $300. Right now, you know, pushing full stick forward again, and the obstacle avoidance is looking right at me. That's pretty wild to see that thing move around by itself on top of the drone. That's really cool. And it would let you walk right into it, so I wouldn't trust that around animals or kids or other people. Let's see if I can get my real-time video view back. So what you want to do if your video crashes on your drone, just go ahead and close the app and open it back up, and it should come back to that real-time view. So I'm gonna go up and stabilize. I'm gonna bring the camera down a little bit, start recording, and let's play around with the gimbal. And we can move the gimbal up and down. And there's the video. Pretty cool. Should we do some flying around, some FPV around the backyard and see if we can make it through some of the trees? It is one of the cooler looking ones that I've seen. And you know what? If we crash, you know, that's the way it goes. But let's just go ahead and go through our obstacle course here. And look at that drone shaking. Right now, it sees a lot side to side. So going through that area right there, the obstacle avoidance is going crazy. And see how it kind of like chills out once it gets out in the open space? But it was really trying to put the brakes on through that section over there. That was an interesting test. That was really cool. And there's another hummingbird. He really doesn't like it. but I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's super stable. The GPS is really locked in, and right now we have 12 satellites on there. It is GLONASS GPS on here, so as far as a trainer drone goes, it's a good one for a first one because it's so light and because it's cheap. GPS, it has a good hover on there, and I stopped the video just now. Brushless motors, and you know, you can get it without obstacle avoidance. If you don't want that little autonomous robot on top, you can do that, but it's not changing the price too much. But it's so cool to see that thing move around. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Now let's just fly it through here. Wow, look at that thing turn. Let's fly it through here and see what it does. Okay, nothing in front of it right there. So let's try to fly it toward the pole and see if it will stop before it hits that pole. I doubt it will. I don't trust it. It's looking around. Uh-oh, there's a vine. Let's come up a little bit. And let's go right up to that pole. You know, it really does fly pretty good, but there you go. So, uh-oh. Uh-oh. There it goes. Now that was a good crash. So, let's check out the durability on this drone. So, I hit something. The obstacle avoidance didn't really work. So that's some good news for you guys on the internet. If you're out there and you're thinking about getting one of these drones that have obstacle avoidance, the cheap obstacle avoidance, you might want to avoid buying the obstacle avoidance as far as the cheap drones go, because yeah, this one did not work. But you know what? I have to say, durability wise, I mean, this thing just hit the tree up there. Thank God it hit the tree. I thought I was going into the neighbor's yard over there. We're friendly with him, so he'd be okay to get my drone back. But no damage, because the arms on this little guy fold and they just pop back into place. So if I restart the drone and recalibrate the compass and the gyroscope, everything should be fine and take off again. I didn't even break a prop. I hit pretty hard on the ground over there, and it's not soft where it landed. I found the one spot in the yard that was just pure mud and rocks over there. So that was actually a great place for this thing to crash. The hardest spot in the yard. Everything else is nice plush grass back here. But you know the way it goes on the Drone Camps channel, guys. We do some hardcore tests, and this one held up. As far as durability goes, I would say it's about 4 stars out of 5 for something this small, lightweight, and the gimbal survived, which is amazing. So 3-axis gimbal is still working on there and still active. And I don't know about that little obstacle avoidance, guys. I would probably just buy it without the obstacle avoidance, because as tested, it doesn't work good at all. But thanks again for watching my honest reviews, guys, and I hope you enjoyed watching a little crash there when I hit the post and then it took off on me. So stay safe with your toy drones out there, and I will put a list down below of my top 5 favorite GPS toy drones, and use my advice. This one you can buy without the obstacle avoidance and it should be fine. So GPS return to home worked good for me, and GPS positioning on this drone is quite good, so I'm happy with that. The only thing I'm not happy with is the obstacle avoidance. Again, avoid the obstacle avoidance. Guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.